A lot of anime creators seem to think for some reason or another it's a good idea to put a little sister character into their stories. While I do understand it can give their characters new levels of compassion, having somebody they want desperately to protect, a lot of the time their little sisters just come off as incredibly annoying. Not having any brothers or sisters myself, or at least none that I can remember, I seriously don't understand just how their older siblings can put up with them. Heck, Lana's sister was so annoying she sent her off to live with me.
Screw you, that isn't true.
But anyway, today I thought I'd talk about who I personally find to be some of the most annoying little sisters there ever have been in anime. So I give you KHF's top 10 most annoying little sisters in anime. Now, I know what you're thinking, Ten Muscamato, right? Well, unfortunately, she escapes this list because, as hard as I find this to accept, she's in fact the older sister of the Scamato sisters.
I find it hard to accept that you hate her.
Well, that's irrelevant right now. Anyway, let's begin the list. For number 10 is somebody who I feel really has no need to exist in the first place. Somebody who did absolutely nothing but get in the way throughout her appearance in her series, and that is Minawa Ando. Well, yes, technically she's not actually Mahoro's little sister, you know, Mahoro being an android and all. She did act as her little sister throughout the course of the second season. However, all she ever did was get into trouble. She was constantly screwing up and tripping over her own 2 feet. And if she wasn't doing that, she was getting captured. And if she wasn't doing that, she was stabbing people in the back. And she couldn't even do that well. It's no wonder she apologises all the time. All that she ever does is screw up. Not once ever doing anything useful. Of all the ways to introduce management as the new villains in the second season, why did it have to be through this useless, annoying little girl? If she was able to overcome her shortcomings and actually do something useful, I wouldn't have minded her so much. But she was constantly relying on Mahoro to save her pathetic behind. Number 9 is another character whose existence is absolutely pointless. Now, a lot of you probably don't know who Pirika Usui from Shaman King is, and for that, be thankful. Horo had enough motivation for fighting for his dream. He wanted to save those little munchkin things. So why they felt they needed to add in a little sister to help him get motivated, I have no idea. The guy is already driven to fight for his dream. Why do you exist? To bitch at him just because he takes time off once in a while? So your entire purpose for existing is just to nag. Heck, she's only in a very, very small chunk of the series anyway, so what's the point in her even existing in the first place? Oh, and by the way, the two of them sleep way too close together when they're sharing a tent. Horo, that's your sister, man! Number 8 is a sister who's so unnecessary they didn't even give her a name. Kyon's sister from the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya exists only to be a baseball player in 1 episode. That's it. That's all. Well, yes, she was the one who spread his nickname about, but then again, you could have done that in any way. She doesn't actually do anything. She doesn't drive Kyon to want to do anything. Well, then again, nothing drives Kyon to want to do anything. She was nothing but a burden all of the time. You've got all the cute stuff going on with Mikuru, so why does this little brat even need to exist? Kyon's sister was nothing more than a plot device. Although, then again, that's actually true of most of the characters on this list. Oh, but if you thought Kyon's sister was bad only existing to be a baseball player, number 7 on my list is even worse. While I'm technically breaking my own rule here, I think it's necessary when talking about Yuzu and Karin from Bleach. These two only exist to have Ichigo scream, "Yuzu! Karin!" when they're in danger. They're only here to show people that Ichigo isn't a complete douchebag and actually does have some people he cares about other than himself. Fair enough reason to give more dimensions to the character, I guess, but all they ever do is get into trouble. If they're not being attacked by something, they're in some stupid pointless filler episodes with that bwahahaha guy. Though then again, 90% of the episodes in Bleach are just filler, so I don't really have a case to make there. But if that wasn't bad enough, they're just your typical annoying good girl and bad girl characters. This is your standard interaction between them.
I'm being mean.
Karin, you're being mean.
Yeah, I know that I am. So what?
Oh, okay then. I just wanted you to know that you are. I'm gonna go pet small animals now.
Seriously, this goes on for about 10 minutes whenever they appear in an episode. 10 minutes worth of an episode that you spend devoting to these two annoying little girls that nobody cares about. Alright, number 6 barely qualifies as a little sister. She's technically a twin, but her brother was born first, so technically speaking, she is a little sister. Well, sort of. But anyway, all Kurumi Momose does in Pani Poni Dash is whine about how boring she is. There is absolutely nothing to her character apart from being the boring girl, which she will then sit around whining about. Seriously, Kurumi, if you're worried about being plain and boring, then do something about it! Find something you like, an interest, a hobby, something that defines your character. Don't just sit there bitching about the fact that people find you boring. Crack a joke, say something smart, give motivational advice. Find something that makes you, you. Your brother at the very least has his cooking, so what do you have? Stop complaining about not having it and try looking for it. Come on, the world of Pani Poni Dash is crazy enough that surely you can find something that defines you. You're telling me that in a world that has a cat living in a vending machine and saying he's God, you can't find something that defines you. That's just sad, Kurumi. Very, very sad. For number 5 is somebody who may be the main character's stepsister, but she's his little sister nonetheless. I'm talking about Natsuki Ikuhara from Deers. As much as I enjoy seeing Takuya in agony, and I do, this little girl is just so annoying! The entire cast of Deers was annoying enough as it is, so why they felt they needed to add an annoying, hyperactive little sister, I don't know! All she really does is say,
My little brother is such a pervert.
why are you telling us what we already know, kid? He's a pathetic, aggressive, racist, perverted douchebag. We all know it. We don't need you to tell us this. Oh, that's just what Deers needs. More perverted jokes. It doesn't have 1,000,000 of those already. You know what, kid? Save beating the crap out of your brother to me, alright? It's what I do best.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you later, Emma. Anyway, when your whole cast is incredibly annoying and then you bring in a character who's meant to be annoying, well, you do the math. Natsuki is a hyperactive little brat who makes an already unbearable series even worse. All through the time she was in the series, I was going, shut up, 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 shut up. Only good thing I can find about her is the beating that she gives to Takuya. How do you like that, Takuya? Even your own sister doesn't like you. You horrible, hate-filled creature.
Who is this Takuya and why do you hate him so much?
Number 4 is another stepsister and one that scares the crap out of me. Ilya from Fate's Stay Night is just unstable. As I mentioned in my final thoughts on Fate's Stay Night video, she is a bipolar, psychopathic, killer Lolita, who, for some reason, Shiro thinks is okay to invite into his home after they defeat her, even though she's previously kidnapped him and tried to kill him. And once she's there, she prances about with this whole, oh, I'm so sweet and I'm so nice, act when we all know that she's just waiting to stab them all in the back. But all the psychopathic stuff aside, when she's putting on the, oh, I'm so sweet face, she's just a pain. Constantly going about all like, oh, I'm so cute, I'm so loving, I love Shiro, la-di-da-di-da. It makes you want to puke. Why they felt they needed to have her as a permanent character, I don't know. Her little antics did nothing for the overall plot. She was just there to get in the way while they were trying to discuss important things. Even when she was talking seriously, she would just dance about like there's something wrong with her. Number 3 is the short-tempered alien Maho Kazami from Please Teacher. All she does, I repeat, all she does is rant about how amazing her big sister is and how Kei isn't a worthy husband for her. Even though she barely knows anything about him at all. Heck, she's actually willing to kill Kei if it means getting him away from her older sister. She's close to her older sister, I get that. And when a man comes along who's going to be taking her older sister's attention away, naturally she's going to harbour some resentment over it. But come on, Maho, at least get to know the guy before you condemn him. Yeah, Kei's kind of frail, but he's a good enough guy. But the worst part is when she does actually ask him or Mizuho why they like each other, when they go to answer her, she just says,
I don't want to hear it!
why the hell did you ask if you're not going to listen to the answer? To top it all off, her mother lets her get away with these antics. Although, then again, Hatsuho has a couple of screws loose. Actually, with a family like this, it's amazing that Mizuho actually turned out halfway normal. Mostly. Whenever I was watching her, I felt like shooting her with a tranquilizer dart and just saying, nothing personal, I just had to shut you up. Maho, why don't you try shutting up and sitting still for 5 minutes and actually listening to what your sister and her husband have to say, huh? Number 2 is the character who was most likely the inspiration for Maho, so therefore it's much worse because not only is she incredibly annoying, but she unleashed the plague of Maho upon the world. I'm of course talking about Skuld from Are My Goddess. Maho is, no pun intended, a godsend compared to Skuld. Skuld is an annoying, screechy little brat who does nothing but get in the way of a really great love story. All she ever does is whine about how her big sister belongs to her and build stupid inventions that cause more trouble than they actually solve. I've already discussed this in my final thoughts on Are My Goddess video, but it still remains true. Skuld is an annoying little shitbag who needs to have her vocal cords ripped out. And I can't believe I'm saying this about a child. But if you listen to her voice and her rantings about how much she adores Belldandy, within 5 minutes you will want to throw something heavy at her. Just imagine all the annoying things I said about Maho, only 1,000 times worse, and that is Skuld. Although, then again, at least Skuld hasn't tried to kill her sister's lover. Or at least, not intentionally anyway. But still, Skuld was unbelievably annoying, and it's because of her that we now have characters like Maho. Oh my gosh, can you imagine if Skuld and Maho met? I don't think my ears will be able to take it. Finally, the girl who I personally find to be the most annoying little sister in anime. The girl that annoys me so much more than anybody I have mentioned on this list so far. The kid who I find to be the most annoying little sister in anime of all time is Sue from Love Hina. Alright, Love Hina is one of the worst series ever made and has some of the worst characters ever in it. And Sue is one of them. This girl never stands still, even for 5 seconds, and she never, ever shuts up. Most of the time what she's rambling on about is completely stupid and nonsensical bullshit. If she's not doing that, she's off building some stupid and dangerous invention for no reason at all. I seriously think Sue is plotting to take over the world. If she's not babbling about things that don't make any sense or making stupid inventions, she's probably droning on about food. Sue makes hanging out with all the other characters mentioned on this list look like a desirable option. Heck, I'd sooner hang out with all of them than spend 5 seconds around Sue, or any member of the Love Hina cast for that matter. Sue is just unstable, even more so than Ilya. Sue, would you just sit still for 5 minutes? Here is the best advice somebody will ever give you, Sue. If your instinct tells you to do something, don't do it!
Isn't that what I'm always telling you?
I seriously do wonder where this little brat gets her endless amount of energy from. Seriously, is she like powered by her own insanity or something? Actually, knowing this series, that's probably not too far from the truth. What makes this all worse is how in the English dub she has a horrible fake Indian accent, which makes that even more unbearable. It just increases her levels of annoyingness. Sue is not only the character who I find to be the most annoying little sister in anime of all time, but she may actually be just, in general, one of the most annoying characters ever. So there you have it. KHF's personal top 10 most annoying little sisters in anime. Whether you agree with this list or not, please let me know. And let me hear some of your lists as well. Which little sisters do you find to be the most annoying?
Well, the person who I find to be the most annoying is neither an anime character nor a little sister. And I think everybody can probably guess who it is.